Welcome back. It's your host GF, and we're doing we have a special guest I'll get to in a second. World Cup in November. What the fuck's going on here? Qatar. Italy's not in it. We'll get into that in a second. But this is my boy Pierce, a friend. And what is your title? Let the SFW community know what you do.
What's up, Gianfranco, GF? What's happening, everyone? So I'm the executive producer of the SFW show. I'm a soccer coach as well, and I'll be leading this soccer podcast, right? So the first time in a long time we have a World Cup. Actually, the first time ever we had a World Cup in fall, winter. We've never seen this before. GF.
I think it's weird. I think that's weird. I had to bring it out. So I'll, before Pierce breaks down, because he's the soccer guy, coaches soccer. So this is the original flag from '82. So we might as well just get this out of the way. A few things. It's embarrassing that they haven't qualified for the last two World Cups. I don't know how the fuck that is. If, again, we're on YouTube now. We're on Instagram. Guys, girls, please let me know. How did it get to this? I don't understand. I don't know how Italy can't produce forwards. And they won the Euro, but they couldn't qualify for the World Cup. Makes no fucking sense to me. But during the World Cup, I will be rewatching, our glory at Euro 2020, Wembley Stadium. Sorry to my English friends out there, but that's a moment that'll never, you don't get over it. And I'll give you an example. I'm not over, I talk to real soccer fans. Not enough of them, especially these young guys I know. They don't mention USA 94. I don't think you guys understand. To anyone I'm first generation Italian, parents born in Italy, very proud. But Canada's your number one team, and we're going to get into that in a second. But it's embarrassing that no one mentions that. You lost in the finals in a shootout. It doesn't get any more heartbreaking than that. England fans know what we've experienced. I'm not saying Italy's the only one. Everyone's had the heartbreak, but over and over and over again, and it was devastating until they won in 06, and then getting this Euro helped. So anyway, that's my little Italy portion of it. But I'm going to put this flag away now because I've also run into some fans. Pierce isn't like this, but they don't give a shit about this tournament. Italy's out, and they're not going to support Canada. That's pathetic. I don't give a flying fuck who raised you, your grandparents. You make sauce, you make sausages. I don't care what kind of greasy wop you are. That does not matter. It's embarrassing on all levels to not support Canada soccer. We know the colors. Maybe you don't like it as like the Azzurri. They don't have the history. They don't have the winning tradition. No one's saying to not be an Azzurri fan. I will always be an Azzurri fan. Yeah. But you have to now make room for Canada. Just like those teams, those soccer moms, anyone, that their kid makes it to the pros, or they have a brother, two brothers that made it on two different teams. You have to have that jersey now. The down-the-middle jersey. And you can cheer for two countries. Why? Portugal and Brazil do it. So anyway, support Canada. Stop being that kind of overly proud Italian when you guys, no offense, probably don't even know how to speak the language. At least I studied it. I know what I'm doing.
I probably speak better Italian than most of them, too.
Exactly. I'm raised at home. I love my life. And my mom taught Italian, so no offense. I'm a real Italian Canadian. There's a lot of fake ones, especially where I live. I just wanted to get that out of the way. Support Canada or you look like a fucking clown. Now let's continue on here.
So like we were talking about, right? The first ever Winter World Cup. The competition's been around for approximately, 92 years? Uruguay winning the first one way back when.
Yep. And
let's look to the future for a second. Canada will be hosting the next World Cup. Mexico, USA, Canada, 2026. We got Toronto, Vancouver, Edmonton. The game's been growing since the mid-2010s. That's why I became a coach. I saw the trend going this way. And we got Davies, David, Eustachio, our goalie from Serbia, Boyan. We're a very good team. But is this World Cup our chance? I still think it's a bit too early, but we'll get into that in a bit.
Yeah, okay, so touching on that, I personally don't expect much from them this go-around. But 4 years from now, yes, I think that Canada can be one of those dark horse teams. Maybe the refs are on their side or some shit like that, like we saw in Korea. Again, as an Italy supporter, we got fucked. So did Spain and Portugal. Maybe something like that can happen. But let's get into it. They're playing Belgium, one of the top 5 teams this Wednesday. I think I'll be with my buddy Bobby down at Young and Dundas Square. You're more than welcome to join us.
Of course.
Just going to try to, get some hype going, interview some people. And once again, support the team. Just like we support the Leafs and they suck, and the Raptors until they won the title. Canada's on the scene now for soccer. Basketball's coming soon. Mm-hmm. You got to support if you're a real fan. If not, you're just a follower. But what do we got here? Belgium, Canada? What do you got?
So here's the thing. Belgium's been ranked number 1 many times in the last few years. We have to ask, why? Have they won a Euro? Have they won a World Cup? They haven't. So what gives them this title to always be favored over Brazil, Argentina, even Portugal? Portugal won a Euro. They were never number one. So Belgium's one of those dark horse teams that I don't know if we could trust them that much. That being said, they do play in Europe. They play against consistent competition at a high speed, a high level of play. They're top players in the best leagues and teams in the world. Canada, we're just entering that phase right now. So in a game in a one-off in the first one, what do you think I'm going to predict, Jeff?
Well, us being friends behind the scenes, we don't just work together on this. I think Pierce is predicting they might not even score a goal in the 3 games. I see them scoring a goal. I don't know if it... You know what, though? Based on Belgium, and again, I'm not a soccer analyst, people, so take it for what it is. That guy De Bruyne fucked up the other day. They didn't look too sharp. I know it's a friendly, but it's a friendly a week away from the big one. I think Canada can jump on them. I think Canada can stay in that game, maybe 0-0, and maybe Larin or David or Davies, those are the main guys that I know. Somebody makes a play, goes off someone's ass and in, and we could get one of those 1-0 classic upsets. But I do agree with you. He knows soccer, clearly. The expectations aren't too high for Canada. This is the first time that I was born in 83. Anyone my age or younger, we've never even seen them in the tournament. So it's going to be more of a pride of, wow, they're on the big stage in the big tournament up against good competition. But Belgium, Croatia, Morocco, I think they're clearly not going to be favored in any of those. So I'm going to go to you. I think they're going to go 0-2-1. Somewhere they'll get a tie. We'll celebrate it. What do you think is going to happen in the round robin?
So I noticed a couple of things you mentioned, right? So first of all, friendlies. See how the European teams take friendlies? It's a time to sample the squad. Try this guy there. Try a couple new tactics. Only in Canada and America do we give a fuck about a friendly. You think anybody cares if we beat Japan 2-1? We were celebrating a 95th minute goal on a fake panika. It wasn't even the greatest play of all time. And we're celebrating, yes, we beat the Japanese. But that's what we do in this country. We hype up small victories. We beat Cuba. We beat Martinique, right? We had to bring the Mexicans to the Arctic to finally get a victory. All right, sorry about that, guys. Just had a technical difficulty, but it's all good.
Okay, so we're gonna, where are we picking up here? So we got the different groups.
We're going to go into the 4 groups. We'll start with Group A. We'll go through the 8 groups. We'll talk about the teams, what we like, any players to watch. Sound good?
Okay, perfect. Okay, so Qatar, I think we're just gonna skip because unless maybe you know, we got Group A: Qatar, Ecuador, Senegal, Netherlands. I know fuck all. So what do you got?
So here's an interesting bet. I've been looking through social media and stuff, and they're saying Qatar paid off 7 Ecuadorian players to lose tomorrow's match. Did you hear that?
This is where I do not respect soccer and the diving. Great sport, cardio, when it's done properly, but there's too much of this garbage. And we've seen it, Korea 2002, Italy, Spain, and Portugal fans know all too well. But anyway, Group B, okay, I think now I can say something. Yeah. England, Iran, I don't know what that is, but good luck. USA and Wales, great food.
Sorry, I'm going to pause you.
Love Persian people. You know, I'm the guy that, I'm not, see, we live in a soft, I love race. I love race, but someone's got to say it. But anyway, England, I heard Harry Kane could get the golden boot again. No one's ever done it back-to-back. I saw that today. England, again, don't respect the hooligans. They look bad race-wise. We know what happened in the Euro, and I'm still basking in it, in the victory, not in the stupidity that happened at Wembley. Do they have a shot? Are they going to end this drought? 1966. It's funny. Saturday, I am wearing. They are the soccer equivalent. 1966, the only World Cup. 1967, the last time the Leafs won. Does England have a shot? What are they going to do?
So England, they have the easiest path to the finals, so that's why Harry Kane is so favored to be the top goal scorer. That being said, will the players come together? There's been questions about Gary Southgate, his tactics. Will they go with 3 in the back, 4 in the back? How in possession do they want to be on the ball? I do think they take the group, and I also think Iran comes in second. And also about Group A, I think it's Netherlands and Senegal. The 2 little corrupt teams there, Qatar, Ecuador. If it does come on, 3 and 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just one thing on England. They still have the goalie chirping us Italians. Is that guy still there? Pickford.
He's still around.
Look, as much as you know what? In the moment, I understand that guy played one hell of a final, so he's in there. They still have a chance. Group C: Argentina, Saudi Arabia, Mexico, Poland. So I know Mexico and Poland historically they're always a tough out, but this looks like it's Argentina's group, and they should steamroll. Group D: France, Australia, Denmark, Tunisia. Once again, it looks like France and Argentina. What do you see in those 2 groups?
So Argentina is by far the favorite, right? But Mexico and Poland's an interesting one. Poland has the experience, but Mexico has some good young players coming up. They're playing in a heated environment, so I'm actually going to give the second place to Mexico in Group C. In Group D, France has a lot of injuries, and now we talk about dark horses. Look for this team called Denmark, people. Denmark could make the semifinals this year. They have a strong team. Eriksen's back. He was the one that had the cardiac arrest back in the Euros. He's now playing for Manchester United. The team's united. And I think Denmark could be actually the underdog favorite, putting France in as number 2 in Group D.
Alrighty. Group E, Spain, Costa Rica, Germany, Japan. That looks like Spain and Germany should get the top 2 spots. Group F, Belgium, Canada, Morocco, Croatia. I would say, again, it looks like it should be Croatia, Belgium, but you got to play the games. There's only 3 games, and there could be upsets. So what do you like in those 2 groups?
So in Group E, you have Spain, Germany, Costa Rica, and Japan. Now also the Italiani out there. Remember in 2014, you had a group with Italy, England, Uruguay, and Costa Rica. This is that group again.
But we lost to Costa Rica. That was the word. My boy Frank, why'd you invite that fucking whore at your house? And she was from Costa Rica. With that stupid blonde idiot. Anyway, we'll get it. I'll tag you in that.
Keylor Navas, Real Madrid, 3-time Champions League winner. He led Costa Rica at that time this year, and then it could happen. Japan has a good technical side. Physically, we'll be able to compete with the Germans and the Spaniards. We don't know. But watch for that group. It might not be as simple as we think. The Canadian group, I think Canada comes last. There was a good prop on the internet today. Will Canada score more than 2.5 goals in their group? And I'm saying no.
That's the bet you're looking for. Under. I think they'll go 2-1. I think they'll get a tie. I think Davies will have one big play, whether he passes it to a guy and scores or he scores. But yeah, that's too many goals. I'm going to trust my soccer guru. I'm not a soccer analyst, but that's a lot, and I don't see it happening. They got screwed. The day that I watched it live, you can't get Croatia and Belgium. Canada needed an easier group. But moving on, the last 2 groups, G and H. Group G, Brazil, Serbia, Switzerland, Cameroon. I guess it's Brazil and Serbia. And then Group H, Portugal, Ghana, Uruguay, and Korea. I'm going to say that's Portugal and Uruguay. Ghana's kind of good. There are a few African countries. The African countries that are good are what? Usually Ghana, Cameroon, Morocco. What am I missing?
And then the teams that didn't make it, unfortunately, you got Nigeria, and you have Egypt. Africa, every 4 years, puts out 3 or 4 high-quality teams.
Where's Mo Salah? Not to cut you off.
He's in Egypt.
Oh, and he's not in the World Cup?
No.
That sucks.
Right? That's what happens, right? You have to qualify to make it.
Yeah. So which 2 what do you see in Group G and Group H?
Brazil is one of the favorites to win the tournament, so I do think they'll win. But the hard part here, this is a tough group. Cameroon can play. They're playing Qatar, near Africa. Serbia, to me, is the youngest, one of the younger, better teams in the whole league. I think Serbia is a dark horse. They're going to be a team to watch for the next 8 to 10 years. You have Vlahovic, Jovic, Milkoslavic. They have a lot of good players. And Switzerland, you saw what they did to France in the Euros. Switzerland could always put out a team. Jan Sommer in net, Granit Xhaka in the midfield. It's a very tough group, but I'm going to say Serbia sneaks out there with Brazil. In Group H, I like Portuguese. I think Cristiano Ronaldo, with all this adversity, going on with Manchester United, I think he's going to at least get out of the group stage, and we'll see what happens after that. With my number 2 team going to Uruguay for the same reasons. Luis Suarez, another top few guys.
Suarez, the guy with the teeth? I fucking hate that guy. Continue.
But I think that they will have a good final performance, Uruguay. Nunez on Liverpool, young striker, $100 million striker. I think he'll have a fantastic tournament. He's one of my 5 young players to watch. I'll just tell you them quickly. Look out for Davies and David on Canada, Pedri and Gavi on Spain, Guardiola on Croatia, Musiala on Germany, and Bellingham on England. These are the top young players. And Saka, my boy Saka, Arsenal, let's go. These are some great young players. I love U21 players. A lot of technique, a lot of energy, a lot of pace. That's where you win the tournament. These young guys filling in the void.
When I hear the name Saka, all I think of is Donnarumma. Back-to-back saves. I'm still relishing in it. It'll be back in Euro 2024, but they're not in it. Support Canada if you are Canadian. But I get it. Most of us, you're also going to cheer for where your parents are from, your grandparents. But at the end of the day, those Canada games, show up, be loud, be proud. We haven't seen it since 1986. So for a lot of us, it's the first time. But it's okay sometimes to have 2 teams to cheer for. Yeah. And I hope Canada can make some noise, brother. But you close it out. Any last words?
Players to watch: Messi, Ronaldo, Mbappe, Neymar, De Bruyne. And anything else we got here? Oh yeah, we host the next World Cup, guys. Get excited, man. 2026. Toronto, Edmonton, Vancouver. The game's been growing for the last 10 years. We've been waiting for this. Get excited. We have great young players. Lauren's playing. Buchanan's playing. Estacchio. Let's get excited, guys. This is the world game. We're finally part of it. Let's do it.
At least we're on the scene, man. Right? Go Canada.